leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark.
CDR and LMP, panel 6 and 9, pat mount off.
60 seconds and counting.
I'm going off.
And
mark that guy going off. Sure has been a nice smooth countdown, Skip. Thank you, babe. LMP, VHS, increase it a little bit.
Real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is
LMP,
complete.
copy.
We're on
Right here, running out. Okay, and CDR, GDC line.
30 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting.
MC, it feels good. Light speed.
Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. Liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Roger, tower. Roger, we got a roll program. Flight pilot, Roger, reporting. Roger. Pitch program, let's put Apollo 11 on a proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Flight plane safety is nominal.
Roger, sir. Roll complete and the pitch is programming.
Roger roll, roger pitch. Stand by for 1 Bravo. Mark, 1 Bravo.
1 Bravo. 1 Bravo is a...
Flight plane safety is almost in the water.
Roger, sir. Altitude's 2 miles.
Okay. Roger, how you, Booster? We're going to flight 31 minutes, Captain.
Oh, 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
Fido, flight, how you? Looking good, flight. GMC?
Start model,
Looks
pressure
good,
red
flight.
line.
E-count? Looks good, flight.
Where? Yeah, it don't make a difference. No difference. Okay, let's punch it in. Everything is go, Ralph.
We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now.
Booster, flight, how you?
Yeah,
Where's
everything
the flight?
looks good here.
Surgeon? Where's we go, flight?
We're 1350 on the start bottom.
Set 8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second.
Stand by for mode 1 Charlie.
Stand by for mode 1 Charlie.
Mark,
mode 1 Charlie.
staging Charlie. Booster, go. Fido, go. Guidance, go.
Cliff Charlesworth taking a staging
All
status.
11, this is Houston, you are go for staging.
Inboard cutoff.
Inboard engines are
Confirm inboard cutoff.
Confirm inboard. Roger.
downrange 35 miles, 30 miles high. Standing by for the outboard engine cut down now.
Or go flight. Roger. Staging. And ignition. Cut off ignition. Roger. Trajectory verified. Roger. Thrusters go all engines. Looks good.
11 Houston, thrusters go all engines, you're looking good.
Hi, Roger. You're loud and clear, Houston.
At 3 minutes, downrange 70 miles, 43 miles high, velocity 9,300 feet per second.
We got third step.
Roger, we confirm, third step.
Roger. Tower's gone.
Roger, tower.
Gone, Fido.
Neil Armstrong confirming both the engine skirts.
Stand by for mode 4 capability.
Mode 4.
Mark, mode 4 capability.
Mode 4 and Apollo 11 could get into orbit using the service propulsion system now. Altitude is 100 miles, downrange 883 miles. Outboard engine.
Engine and ignition. Ignition confirmed, thrusters go.
Ignition confirmed, thrusters go, 11.
And we have a good third stage
Head
now.
guys, DK flight. Roger. And how you doing? Guys, converge flight, go. Go. Roger. Booster flight, how you? We're go flight. We're good at 10 minutes, Grant, now.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. At 10 minutes, you are go.
Roger, 11, go. Flight's final all sorts of
Capcom Bruce McCandless getting the reports here from the control center.
Roger, flight 8.
Miles now. Altitude 102.8 nautical miles.
Roger.
Shutdown. Okay, we are showing 101.4 by 103.6. Roger, shutdown, and we copy 101.4 by 103.6.
And that's it, Flight Fighter, we are go. Confirmed go.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are confirmed go for orbit.
Flight deck, unit is go. Stand back to you. Roger, flight, we have to make up receiver safe. Roger, land safety, receiver safe.
Yeah. KMIL, CBTS, we're ready to go. Safety USC command system, disable and power down the IU and verify, clear to rearm the command system as required.
Hey, Slide.
Inward.
You know this business of the Delta Atmos update?
Yep.
If we get it, why don't we go ahead and pass it up over Canary since we've been having all these comm problems in the non-areas.
Okay, we'll get it at your LOS com. Flight Fighter, go ahead. Canary radar 103 circular. Beautiful. That's decimal zero.
Temporarily, you should have an orange dot on this traffic somewhere. You looking at stuff? Yeah. Can I jet at the optics? I hope they will. Did you see it go? I heard a little something, but I
you had about 3 points or something volts up there? Yeah. That's 3.4? 3.45. Okay, now that's the minimum. 3.4. And you can whip it over to 4A. Now, 4A is 3.8. Oh, 4A. Power scope is a big disappointment. It's worse. Okay, Buzz got all that good stuff. Okay, I'll flight control.
That was Neil Armstrong, the radio check.
Ecown flight. Flight econ.
02, LOS at Goldstone 13355. Over.
All right, Bruce, thank you. We expect TV. We've got it all hooked up. We have not yet turned it on. We're ready to do that now.
All right, we copy. We'll be configured and waiting for whatever you want to send out.
I'm on time, bud. Okay. On a AFD flight? I'll be off for them. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Appreciate it. I'll just stuck it in my pocket. Can we give you the wrapping back? Now that is a problem, trying to find... It's a gooey one. Really, when the paper doesn't want to come out. But thank you anyway. It's the built-in delta for the race thing. No, actually. Column. Those are out and should be up shortly, John. Roger that. D1D, I don't have it in DMC anymore, but I can give it to you over here. Okay, what bill is that? I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape as soon as you get this paid in. I've never... Fido, select? No, it's the one that fell off. Select Fido. Channel 15, Dave. Roger.
Thank him for me, will you, please?
Well,
No, as best you can.
why don't we wait until he gets back?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But I said I'd pass the word on and want to make sure you got it.
Okay, I certainly appreciate it.
So it sounds like they're in real fine shape up there, and
That pisses me off. That's the flag one. And we're about 7 minutes. And we're about... Size? Before you turn the lights on. Roger, we copy. GSD flight. Okay, no, I don't think he's...
request Omni Bravo. If you read us, request Omni Bravo. Out.
Acquisition flight. Thank you.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. How do you read? Position docking one, over.
The pressure that he's got, which appears to be about half a psi low, was acceptable prior to proceeding.
Let's check that through the loop, P-Com. Okay, fine. Let me know.
Pressure rising.
Yes, tank 2 is beginning to come up a little.
Okay, well, tell me about it every once in a while, will you?
Okay, I will.
Well, we were running about 0.3, you know. Didn't really.
We're standing by for PTC.
1,980 nautical miles from Earth.
Half meters off you, man.
team today?
The old white team's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We're ever alert down here.
Ever alert and vigilant. Hey, you got any medics down there watching heart rate? I'm trying to do some running in place down here, and I'm wondering just out of curiosity whether they break my heart rate up.
They will spring into action here momentarily. Stand by. Stand by, we'll give you a rate. Goldstone M&O, Houston Capcom, Gosport. Net 2.
Capcom Goldstone, go ahead.
Hey, y'all, how's the TV picture look?
It looks very good.
Good. They got an interior shot?
That's affirmative.
Okay, fine.
I don't know if it's a vibration or what it is, but
We did before. He isn't presently, I don't believe.
the rate needles on FTAI number 1 jump up down a little bit.
Houston Capcom Goldstone.
Go ahead.
Okay, our TV people confirm they see this horizontal band.
Okay. 11 Houston, the Goldstone TV people also see the banding when same time y'all do, over.
Okay, would they call it a horizontal waviness instead of banding, maybe?
No, I'm not talking to them directly. Stand by, Buzz. Let me see how they describe it. Goldstone M&O, Houston Capcom, could you put the TV guy on the loop, please?
Capcom Goldstone, roger.
Decimal 5%, minus 6.5%, minus 2.5%, minus 7.5%.
That's affirmative.
Houston, Buzz here.
Well, that may be good in some respects.
We had a view, Buzz, of the utility light cord. Here's you.
Our monitor is a little bit wavy, so it's hard for us to tell when we've got a steady picture for you.
Flight Catcom.
Buzz Aldrin has now been in the lunar module for a little over an hour and 13.
Do a water dump.
Now?
Yeah, to 0.
Once it was kind of broken, but they did call.
Roger, just noticed that the mast that the EVA light is on took quite a beating during launch.
Out shortly. Apollo 21 feet per second. In a little less than 3 hours, we'll pass a milestone of sorts as the spacecraft passes into the lunar sphere of influence. And what we mean by that is that at that point, the spacecraft will be under the dominant influence of the moon's gravity. The moon's gravitational force will have the predominant effect on the trajectory of the spacecraft. And at that point, our displays in mission control monitoring velocity and altitude will switch from Earth reference to moon reference. We'll then begin monitoring the progress of the spacecraft as it continues to accelerate toward the moon. At 57 hours, 46 minutes, this is Apollo control.
But at every site, there's a very marked three-dimensional aspect of steady the camera against anything to get longer exposures.
A little moist though.
There's your check. And if you
one more fiddle and burn.
Will do.
You got 2 more. Look at those craters in a row. Yeah. Don't you want to get the Earth coming up? It's going to be, well, look at that little crater. You can probably see them right there. Yeah, that's what I was talking about just a minute ago. That's kind of hard to believe that that's, well, look at that little crater. You can probably see them right there. Yeah, that's what I was talking about just a minute ago. Yeah, it sure looks like a lot of them have. What kind of a rate? You got 4 minutes to get there. All right. Hotter than hell to me. Okay, we.
plenty of craters, and the pictures and maps brought back by Apollo 8.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead.
11, Houston, during your SPS burn as played back on tape down there, we've observed the nitrogen tank Bravo pressure in the SPS system dropping a little bit more than we anticipated. It's holding steady right now. We'll continue to watch it and keep you posted if anything comes up, over.
Tell him it has held steady since the burn time.
All right, thank you. All right, and it has held
We're
steady.
currently going over Maskelyne, Okay. And Boot Hill, Duke Island. Capcom GNC.
Go ahead.
That was 2350.
Wow, 2350, and what was tank A prior to the burn?
2270.
Okay, thank you a lot.
Understand.
GNC, this is Capcom on Motor 1 also.
Go ahead.
Have your people plotted pressure in that bottle versus time so we can take a look at it?
I don't think they've got it yet. That's okay, man. Thank you.
Flight fighter.
Go.
Tracking data has you at 61.4, file 170.3.
That was you?
Give me a green NONT. Control, Telcom, I think you guys are ops normal, standing by for the limb egress here with no particular problems. Everything worked out okay yesterday, didn't it?
That's firm. Right.
Okay, nothing. Excuse me. Got a high gain there, that's fine.
Houston, Apollo 11, are you picking up our signal? Okay. Houston, Apollo 11, are you picking up our signal? Okay.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, affirmative. We're reading you loud and clear on voice, and we have a good, clear TV picture, a little bright crater in the bottom of the picture. I guess that's the spot on the tube.
Sorry about that one.
And if you could give us poo and accept, we'll uplink a new state vector and a target load to you.
Okay. Who's questioning that? What loop?
Flight guy,
Go, guys.
we have 2 and accept. Are you ready for uplink?
Raj, go ahead.
Okay.
At about 80 degrees east, I guess. 83 degrees east. Would that correspond to location you're holding ground power? Reversed itself and is heading back the other way now without any pitch thruster firing. I don't know if you can make out, but in the Sea of Fertility there are a number of craters that are just barely discernible. Old craters whose outlines are just barely able to be seen.
I think we can make them out. The color really enhances our ability to discern features and craters over what we see in real time on our black and white monitor.
Right, at these low sun angles, there's no trace of brown. It's now returned to a very gray appearance, and like the acre said, it has a look of plaster Paris to it at this sun angle, which is completely lacking at higher sun angles.
Roger.
And as the moon sinks slowly in the west, Apollo 11 bids good day to you.
Roger, we sort of thought it was the sun setting in the east.
There you have it, our first glimpse of the lunar surface during the Apollo 11 mission. The 11 crew took us on a guided tour of the front side.
Wow.
Mark, 30 seconds.
I didn't see any where we passed up that P-22 data down there. Is it just because I can't find it, or is it because it isn't in here? Or we haven't passed it up yet? Yeah, I know it, but where does it call for it in the flight plan? 81 hours.
I could focus the section a little bit better.
Yeah, there it is. Very good.
Mark, 10 seconds for predicted time of acquisition.
Gotcha.
I'm not really sure what you're looking at. There's some mighty big fresh blocks down in that tree.
You got that pad about ready? Yes, sir. We got it ready. We'll check it again after we get it. Okay. Make sure it's done all right. Very good. Two. We got all these seats mustered up.
Wow.
A couple hours, huh?
Actually looks good. Mark, looks like somebody's changed its weight vertically down the edge.
Goldstone has
Contact, we go for command in. Not yet, sir. Okay.
Stays into the lamp.
That work, Mike?
Let's say the burn time is 780. So as they touch down, you know what the burn time is. Okay. Okay, I mean this curve. Then you wait. If they don't vent, then right off the bat you say, okay, they didn't vent, therefore I got a abort. Okay. Okay, straight away. After T2 and try to T3. That's right. Can you go into T3? No, you cannot go into T3. You will cross the boundary before T3. Cross the boundary. The burn time is, let's take the case, let's say it's 690. You're fat. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. Right away. Okay.
Once you get it all set up, check that f-stop again, because this flies. Like good step. Looks good to me. I've killed my rate, Mike, so you drift out to the distance you like, and then stop your rate. Starting my yaw.
Hello, Eagle Houston. Roger, Neil. We got if you give us crew and data, we got the loads for you.
Does it look like you're going to be able to do this without fanning adjusters, Mike?
Very small.
Houston, Eagle is ready to copy.
1407. Plus 00. Plus 56-9er-19er.
And did you just give us you want him to go to high gain yaw 0? Say again the numbers.
Right, Neil. Yaw 0, pitch -20, high gain angles, over.
-20 on the high gain.
That's perfect. We lost all data with it.
Columbia. He says he'll do that as soon as he gets around there.
Right.
Okay, Neil, I'm all set for the step. Columbia, understand.
Right. Couple updates. ALS Citizen. Raj, CSM. How about that?
Columbia, Houston, we're standing by, over.
Not there, baby. You got the high.
You said you had high gain now? That's
Yes.
for the dump, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Columbia, Houston, over.
Houston, Columbia, reading you loud and clear. How many?
Lodge 5-5, Mike. How did it go, over?
Listen, baby, everything's going just swimmingly. Beautiful.
Great. We're standing by for Eagle.
Okay, he's coming along.
We copy out. And Columbia, Houston, we expect to lose your high gain sometime during the power descent, over.
Columbia, Roger. You don't much care, do you?
No, sir.
Let me know when you get the dump econ.
Mike, I don't think the high game's going to switch in there. We'll skip the dump.
Okay. Skipping dump. Don't lose that data then.
ALS left.
Roger, ALS left. Flight Delta left, set right. Low. We are at altitude. Orbit rate in altitude.
Control. Go. She go. She go.
Guidance, I assume you're standing by for the burn report.
Standing by that in the sunshine.
Rog.
Line control, current attitude.
Rog.
Houston Eagle, how do you read?
Bye-bye, Eagle. We're standing by for your burn report. Roger, copy.
Sergeant. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing.
Eagle Houston, you're go for landing. Over.
3070. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Program alarm.
We're now in the approach phase, everything looking good. Altitude 5,200 feet.
Flight controller is gonna go for landing.
Attitude control is good.
Go. Control.
Attitude control is good.
GNC. Ecom. Sergeant.
Go.
Capcom, we're go for landing.
Eagle Houston, you're go for landing. Over.
3,070. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Program alarm. 1201. 1201.
Roger, 1201 alarm.
1201 alarm. Center.
2,000.
We're go. Same type. We're go.
Flight fatal right
2,000
on. Real
feet.
good.
2,000 feet. Into the ice. 47 degrees. 47 degrees.
How's the mark up about? It looks okay. We're
That's not a bad looking area.
Eagle looking great. You're go.
Altitude 16.
Rog.
1,400 feet, still looking very good.
30 is good. What's LPD?
Roger, 1202. We copy it.
How you doing?
35 degrees.
We look good here.
35 degrees. 750. Coming down at 23.
Okay.
700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees. Pretty rocky area. 600 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30. Down at 15.
Attitude. Okay, asshole.
I think we're going to be
400 feet down at 9.
Okay, the other call-outs from now on.
15 forward. 350 feet down at 4. 36 and a half down. Your sight on terminal velocity. 300 feet down, 3 and a half. 47 forward. Hold up. And 1 and a half down. 270. Yeah, thank you. Okay, it looks like a good area here. I got this shadow out there. 250 down at 2 and a half. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity, light. 3 and a half down. 220 feet. 13 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4 and a half down. 5 and a half down. We gotta get farther over here. 160, 6 and a half down. 5 and a half down. 9 forward. Looks good. 120 feet. 100 feet, 3 and a half down. 9 forward. 5%. On any bite? Okay, 75 feet. That's looking good. Down a half. 6 forward.
60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Lights on. 6. Down 2 and a half. 6 forward. Forward. That's good. 40 feet down, 2 and a half. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2 and a half down. Great shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward, drift into the right a little. 20 feet, down a half.
30 seconds.
Forward, just a little bit. Good. Okay. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. APA at a descent. Auto descent. Auto control both. Auto descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. Port 13 is in. Arm is off.
We copy you down, Eagle.
T1, stand by. T1.
Tranquility base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You're looking good here.
Let's go on. Okay, we'll do leave 50 for a minute. Panther arm run, take care of the beat. Panther arm coming on. I'll get this up to there.
Okay, our flight controller is about 45 seconds to T1, stay no stay.
The +2 looks beautiful.
Roger.
Very smooth touchdown.
Okay, keep the chatter down in this room.
Okay, to link the data.
Roger, thank you.
Roger.
Flight controller on herder, got herder ground selected here, and it may be keen.
This is Apollo Control Houston at 105 hours now into the flight to Apollo 11.
Okay, would you go ahead and pass on
we
up to
expect
Columbia at the wastewater dump?
our capsule communicator Owen Garriott to pass along data to spacecraft Columbia momentarily. We're standing by for that. Meanwhile, I think we should discuss a little further the projected EVA. Our current plan is to have crew members aboard the Eagle to eat and relax for a little while prior to starting EVA prep, so we won't know with certainty or have a reasonable time hack until about an hour before the scheduled event. Right now it looks like it could occur at 8 o'clock Houston time. We have conversation going now with the spacecraft, and we'll pick that up.
Okay, Capcom, go ahead, and we want to tell him these items here, but the wastewater dump, the fact that we're going to delay the plane change for a while, and in particular we're going to delay putting in the plane change refs mat. We will give him some more words on the limb, but we will need him to keep looking for it. Cryo heaters to all cryo heaters to auto position. You've got the jet selection there. Start the battery Bravo charge, and we'll require about 7 hours on that, and should he decide to doze off for a while, we will want him to terminate the battery charge. And
Columbia, Houston, you're unreadable. Say again, over. Columbia, Houston, you're unreadable. Say again, please. I think I got all those flights.
Okay.
Flight guys.
Go.
Okay, flight. We'd like to update the CSM Spectre here. So his P-22 tracking on his next rev. Hope to improve it.
Are you ready with it?
Negative, flight. I just want to let you know what we're planning.
Okay, Columbia, Houston, several items for you, over. Columbia, Houston, first of all, we'd like a wastewater dump to 10% on the backside. Secondly, it does not look like we're going to need any plane change at this time, so we will not be uplinking a new refs mat. Third item, I'd like all your cryo heaters to auto. And we're ready for a battery charge, battery Bravo. It'll last about 7 hours. If you should go to sleep, we'll be terminating that bat charge, but at the moment...
That way, over.
Roger, tranquility.
Okay, we copy. Did he say okay, Capcom?
Roger. Said that'd be fine. He'll go that way.
minutes, continuing to monitor the loop.
I can pass them on to you if you want them. Roger, this is the LEM pilot. I'd like to take this opportunity to ask every person listening in, whoever, and wherever they may be, to pause for a moment and contemplate the events of the past few hours, and to give thanks in his or her own way. Over.
Roger, Tranquility Base.
Minutes, continuing to monitor the loop. This is Apollo Control, Houston.
1 to 3, please. Capcom is here. Surgeon from flight.
We'll go flight.
Flight? AF, you here? FAO, if I got Ted here.
Roger, we're here.
Okay, experiment. Well,
Base Houston, we'd like some estimate of how.
That's up to P-22 stuff, so we don't have anything for him right now.
so he's all set up for that.
Right, after
Okay. Anything else?
Okay.
That temp in switch when he had to go to manual mixing.
Wait a minute. First thing we want to know is, did he go to manual mixing?
Yes.
Relax a little bit. Plenty of room. Get you lined up nicely. How am I doing? You're doing fine. Okay, you want this bag? Yep. Better. Okay, Houston, I'm on the porch. Roger, Neil.
Call Columbia, Capcom, all go.
Okay, stand by, Neil.
Columbia, this is Houston, 1 minute, 30 seconds to LOS, all systems go, over.
Columbia, take your arm in it, Neil.
Okay.
Need a little slack? Did you get the main down?
I'm going to pull it now.
LOS Columbia.
Right.
All stations, this is CCAS telemetry.
Houston, the Mesa came down, all right.
Flight telecom issue dope.
Houston,
TV
Roger,
circuit
we
breaker
copy, and we're
TV
standing by
circuit
for your
breaker
CED.
Capcom, flight verified. TV circuit breaker in.
I mentioned it, let me check.
Verified.
Houston, this is Neil, radio check. Neil, this is Houston, loud and clear. Break, Buzz, this is Houston, radio check and verify TV circuit breaker in.
Roger, TV circuit breakers in. Read 5 and clear.
Roger. And we're getting a picture on the TV.
TV. You got a good picture, huh?
There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make out a fair amount of detail.
Okay, would you verify the position, the opening I ought to have on the camera?
Stand by. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming.
Okay, I just checked, getting back up to that first step. That hasn't collapsed too far, but it's adequate to get back up.
Roger, we copy.
It's a pretty good little jump.
Buzz, this is Houston, F2, I'm at the 1/160th second for shadow photography on the sequence camera.
Okay. I'm at the foot of the ladder. The limb footpads are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads in the fine sandy particles.
Yeah, this is Houston. We're copying.
It's going
I'll
together
step
now.
out and take some of my first pictures here.
Ours now, you.
Flight Network, that's Parks.
Roger. Capcom, reminder.
Roger, Neil, we're reading you loud and clear. Let's see you get some pictures and the contingency sample.
Thirty-five and a half minutes of PLSS time expended now.
Network play.
Go ahead.
We have uplink when we're on Parks, don't we?
Negative.
Through,
You have uplink, but not through Parks.
that's, yeah, okay.
You're through Goldstone,
Right.
uplink flight.
complex.
Third flight.
I'm not sure he copied that.
Neil, this is Houston. Did you copy about the contingency sample, over?
All right, you're going to get to that just as soon as I finish these picture series.
Fair enough. Okay, gonna get the contingency sample there, Neil?
All right.
It's all in flight. Okay, that's good. Okay, the contingency sample is down and it's up sample. Like it's a little difficult to dig through the initial crust.
Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency sample collector, I run into very hard surface, but it appears to be very cohesive material of the same sort. I'll try to get a rock in here. Just a couple.
Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil.
It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. Be advised that a lot of the rock samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface. Also, I'm looking at one now that appears to have some sort of phenocryst.
Houston, roger out.
Okay, the handle is off the push it in about 6, 8 inches into the surface. Like it's pretty easy to arm.
It is. It's. I'm sure I could push it in farther, but it's hard for me to bend down farther than that.
Yeah, now you can throw so
You
far.
can really throw things a long way up here. My pocket open, both?
Yes, it is. It's not up against your suit, so hit it back once more. More toward the inside. Okay, that's good.
Both in the pocket?
Yeah, push down. Got it? Now let's not all the way in. Push it. Good. There you go.
Contingency sample is in the pocket.
My oxygen is 81%. I have no flags, and I'm in minimum flow.
Go India. Just give it
This is Houston, Roger Neil.
Okay, I got the camera going at 1 frame a second. Okay. And I've got 80%, no flags. Good.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston? Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. Neil, this is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view. Oh, okay. Let me move that over the edge for you.
Okay, ready for me to come out?
Yeah, just stand by a second. I'll move this over the handrail. Okay.
He's running about 1,400 BTU, Cliff.
Okay. Are you ready?
All set.
125 heart rate.
Okay.
Okay, you saw what difficulties I was having. I'll try to watch your bliss from underneath here.
All right, the backup camera is position.
Okay, your bliss looks like it's clear and okay. The toes are about to come over the sill. Okay, now drop your bliss down. There you go, you're clear. And laterally you're good. Got an inch clearance on top of your bliss.
Okay, you need a little bit of arching of the back to come down. That might look good. How far are my feet from the...
Okay, you're right at the edge of the porch.
Okay. Back in from... Small little foot movement. Porch. Arching of the back. Moment comes up and clears the bulkhead without any trouble at all.
Looks good.
.45 minutes PLSS time expended.
Neil, this is Houston. Based on your camera transfer with the LEC, do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over? Negative.
That's the sample return containers, the rock boxes that Capcom...
Okay, now I want to back up and partially close the hatch. Making sure not to lock it on my way out.
Particularly good touch.
That's our home for the next couple hours. We want to take good care of it. Okay, I'm on the top step and I can look down over the RCU and landing gear pad. It's a very simple matter to hop down from one step to the next.
Yes, I find it to be very comfortable, and walking is also very comfortable. You've got 3 more steps and then a long one.
Okay, I can leave that 1 foot up there and both hands down about the 4th rung up.
There you go.
Okay, now I think I'll do the same.
A little more. About another inch. There, you got it?
That's a good step.
Yep. About a 3-footer.
Beautiful view.
Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here.
Magnificent desolation.
All right, Amy. Go. Both puts it right on the nominal on consumables. Roger.
Both PLSS is nominal on consumables.
Looks like the secondary strut have little thermal effects on it right here, Neil.
Yeah, I noticed that. Seems to be the worst, although similar effects are on all around.
Powder is very, very fine powder, isn't it?
Isn't it fine?
Right in this area, I don't think there's much of any fine powder. Some clouds together, and it's hard to tell whether it's a cloud or a rock.
Notice how you can pick it up.
Yeah, and it bounces and then reaching down, fairly easy. Get my suit dirty at this stage. The mass of the backpack does have some effect in inertia.
Flight EVA. Go. The commander ought to be getting the TV out while Waldron is doing his activity.
Roger. I don't see him.
There's
Has he
a
moved
slight
that way?
tendency, I can see now to
I think he's kind of watching the LMP,
due to the soft, very soft
which may be a good thing.
texture.
You're standing on a big rock there now.
This patch here didn't.
No, it didn't.
Absolute no crater there at all from the engine.
No.
I wonder if that right under the engine is where probe went in. I'd like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good representation of our sideward velocity of touchdown. That folded the probe.
I'll see that probe over on the minus Y strut. Broken off and bent back up.
That did, didn't it? Other 2 boats head over.
Can't say too much for the visibility right here without the visor up. looks like there's a surface of a flat 400 rock.
Go, flight.
What's your status?
We're looking real good, flight.
And incidentally, these rocks are very powdery surface.
Say again, please, Buzz. You're cutting out.
And just I say that the rocks are rather slippery.
Roger.
Very powdery surface when it's on there. It's fill up all the very little fine porises. I'll tend to slide over it rather easily. Capcom flight.
Good, flight. He's taking the cover off.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. First, there's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, AT. We came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States. Ready for the camera? Okay. Yeah, you're taking TV on now. And incidentally, you can use the shadow that the staff makes to get you getting it perpendicular.
Flight EMU.
Buzz,
Can we get our consumables on channel
Buzz is
64?
erecting the solar wind experiment now.
I don't have a vacant channel. Are you still in the nominal?
We dropped a little below the nominal on the LMP during the time in which he was in max diverter out, but it's recovering now.
Okay. Some of these small depressions, big pop, and you tend see if you can pull that end off a little bit. Straighten that end up a little.
Another 10 minutes or so, we're down below our nominal, but we're not too, we're going on go points.
Okay, Capcom flight.
Good, flight.
Give him a comm check. He must be talking.
Who?
The crew. Me or Buzz.
Neil, this is Houston. Radio check, over. Columbia, this is Houston, over. Roger, you should have VHF, AHF, LOS will be at 40 minutes, 15 seconds.
Processing CSM data from Honeysuckle.
Raiders. The one that's right in front of me now. 30 to 30.
Neil is filling the bulk sample bag attached to a scale. You can see him in the picture. I am at the minus Z strat.
ECOM flight.
Lighting up.
Did you ever get data back?
We look good, flight.
Gotcha.
Eagle's been on the...
We look good, flight.
Gotcha.
Eagle's been on the surface about an hour and 10 minutes now.
I'm now in the area of the minus Y strut. Taking some second photographs.
Buzz is making
Yes,
his
sir,
way
this is
around
Boris downstairs.
the limb,
We have a Commander Young
photographing
coming in on
at
our
various
intercept
angles,
board, and
looking at
he
its
is trying to
condition
get
on all
hold of
sides.
somebody in what he calls flight crew support. He mentions three names: Tom Halloway, Ted Gilray, and Bill Anderson.
Yep.
And he seems to be pretty urgent to get hold of him. He said he has some
Neil's
advice
still
to give him
occupied
about
with
scanning.
the bulk sample.
And he's asked me to call y'all, that you might know where they're at or who he could talk to.
What's the man's name, please?
Commander Young.
Oh, okay. Stand by.
All right.
1 hour, 40 minutes time expended on the PLSSs now.
How's the bulk sample coming, Neil? Bulk sample is just being sealed.
Hey, stand by just a minute. Is that John Young, the crewman?
I don't know. He just says Commander Young. I can ask him. I'll tell you what. I've got him on intercept board over there. Can I go over there? I can call him and connect him up to you. Or,
Okay, well, you've got, okay, you haven't got the right people, but we know all those people. Go ahead and let me talk to them.
okay, 1 second, sir. I'll call you right back on this number.
Okay. GNC span conference. Speak to you.
Okay,
Columbia,
so 1
this is
second.
Houston. Go ahead, over.
Hello, Commander Young. I believe I have him on the line here for you.
Roger, no worries.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is John Young.
I did see
How about if they use the VHF and T20 to tell them where to look on the optics? Can they do that?
I don't know, John. Hey, let me get
Go ahead with the coordinates on the small
phone
white
number
optic.
of one of the guys out there in the FAO console. You call him direct. He's got one of the SSR rooms.
Oh, I do?
Stand by just a second.
southwest rim of a crater. I think they would know it if they were in such a location. It looks like their lamp would be pitched up quite a degree. It's on the southwest wall of a smallish crater.
Roger, copy. Echo decimal 3 and 7 decimal 6.
Stand by, John. We're getting you another number.
FBO, meet guys, Milker Dive.
FAO
on
spin
Columbia,
on Hooker
this
1.
is Houston. While I'm talking to you, LOS will be at 111, 19er, 31.
483
ALS
5628. I'm not sure who's on, but I think Tommy Holloway is.
0543. Over.
Bye.
Columbia, this is Houston. Did you copy LOS?
GNC
ALS
span.
times, over.
Span GNC.
Hey, who's on the FAO console? Hey, Gillen, would you turn around and tell him that John Young is going to call him on his black phone? He's got some idea about trying to use VHF ranging to get the CSM to find the limb.
Okay.
He just called back here. I don't know how he got our number.
Deflector that's mounted on quad 1 seems to be a good bit more wrinkled right now on quad 4.
You're breaking up again, Buzz.
In Houston, Buzz here, I'm showing 3.78 SI. Roger, and Neil has
FAO EVA flight. Roger, flight. Go by the camera.
Neil has
Capcom flight.
finished collecting and packing the
Roger, the
bulk
close-up
sample.
Buzz, this is Houston. Have you removed the close?
Tell me, got a smoker dive.
Capcom flight. Go ahead, flight. Perhaps you ought to clarify that. We're well ahead on it.
You were considering extension back there?
No, periodic check. The way you said it, we're 30 minutes slow because of consumables.
Okay, I'll clarify that.
Neil and Buzz, this is Houston. Clarify my last. Your consumables this time. The 30-minute reference, whole timeline, over.
Roger, I understand that. Plus wide strut taken from here the descent stage, and I think we'll be able to see what the ripple effects are. Seem to be quite minimal. So, a slight darkening of the surface color.
Experiments, flight. Flight experiments. What'd you call? About priority?
20, yaw.
175 flight.
And the manual deployment of the little spring that's at the end of the string pulled off of the pit pin. Now, however, I was able to get it loose. So it'll be deployed. Quite rounded.
white crystals. And the thing that seems to me we ought to mark based on that.
Okay, we have 208 plus 15, 223.
And all parts of the solar array are...
Okay, we'll have to take a little more off that.
Roger, that's permanent. Capcom flight. Third flight for Neil, based on consumables and all parameters. That's lined up.
LFU is the one that's down.
Okay, go ahead, Capcom.
Okay, for my information, would Buzz then be going in closer to nominal time?
And by FAO.
A lot of short period seismic.
Has been uncaged, and we're...
Give him 10 minutes prior to the bottom of the ladder, right? Yep. I hope you're watching how hard I have to hit this into the ground to the 5 inches, Houston. Okay. And rock.
Neil's been on the surface a few minutes longer than 2 hours. Surface a few minutes hours. Buzz,
Do you have it or do you have it?
temperature of 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees.
Would you please get a
removing
status
the portable life support.
Roger, latitude 013. The altitude is minus. Columbia, this is Houston. On latitude, make that plus 0. Roger, stand by. 6.3 on LAM2, over. 6.3. 6.3 on LAM. 6.3. Quality base. LOS will be. Roger, and we've had to disable the one-way missile.
Mark, 20 minutes.
Are we positive of that now? Pass it up.
Positive.
How do you want this? Sometime along the front side here of this road.
Yeah.
After they've docked? Raj. Okay. The 6 is the post docking number.
That's an answer code. Thank you, buddy. Yep.
engage, engine arm exit, proceed. They're off. Look at that stuff go all over the place. Look at that shadow, beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up. The Eagle Air flies, little picture over. Very smooth.
CP looks good, Mike. Magic.
Let's come along.
Magic.
Very quiet ride. There's that one crater in there.
Tank 2's good, Captain.
See if you can see me.
No manual start override, Mike.
1,000 feet high, 80 feet per second, vertical rise.
You want it? Affirmative. Manual start override.
Eagle Houston, request manual start override. Roger.
2,600 feet altitude.
No.
Showing a heirloom at 9.1 nautical miles, afternoon 47.2 nautical miles on the fins. All three systems are go.
Okay, when you see it in accept go, I think he heard you.
This maneuver will take place at 125 hours, 19 minutes, 34.7 seconds. We will have a delta V velocity change of 51.5 meters per second. All of these maneuvers, incidentally, in the rendezvous sequence by Eagle will be made by the using the reaction control system of Eagle.
Tell them what you told me.
Following CSI at 126 maneuvers to bring Eagle.
And we'll switch over to the CO2 here in just a second.
You're not confused on which end to dock with, are you?
Shall we get you another headset?
I think we were good to go.
No, I'm okay. As long as I got air ground going here.
Otherwise, you just squeal whenever.
Talk to you.
Right. I can mark the volume control down a little bit. See if I stop it.
But I hate you.
Doesn't help, huh?
No.
That's in, didn't it? Right.
The cruise here.
Okay.
The cruise here might do it.
Well, that isn't.
Couple boats down there that have to come.
There's a diodes in that headset.
That's a real fix.
I mean, because sometimes you don't have to mark a volume.
Okay, got a mile and a half and 32 and a half.
when you do, you can squeal on other loop. George? Yeah. Don't tell him what his problem is. Fix his problem. You need the headset. There you go. That's too good for.
Yeah, I guess it'll take us another 6 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
1, 2, 15 minutes. Madrid, Houston, contact. Madrid. 3, loud and clear.
Okay.
Roger, 3, 4,
Breaking
5,
gate, right on the schedule.
4, 3, 2.
I must, oh, did you?
Yeah, I'd say you look up the birds.
We ought to be a board check. Renee.
Gilmer Command, TSM, get down. Flight network should be it now.
Okay, close it. Network.
We just switched flight.
Keep that 15 feet out now. Yeah, we're going to try the radar. What's that up? We've got that radar? Yeah. Yeah. Good. Full alert section. Okay. You ready? Yeah.
GNC, seen any translation here?
Yeah.
Fine.
About 5 feet in.
Okay. Let me know when you see it.
That's good, Mike.
Okay.
See it? Put out for 10. 184.
Go ahead. Bill Stone reported that he received a downlink from TSM. You great?
Okay. Sure, Retro, you have a new limb weight? Do you think he wants it?
He will shortly.
Retro flight.
Well, flight.
Would you get a new weight for limb weight for Capcom, please?
Right, flight 5785.
578. Okay.
Yeah, I think if you roll up 60.
Okay, stand by.
I'll be looking in his left window when I pitch out of the
AOS.
Okay.
You did it right now, you. Okay, you got me. Can't do a thing, Mike. I'm just letting her hold attitude hold.
Data flight.
AOS 2 flight.
You great?
Okay. Sure, Retro, you have a new limb weight? Do you think he wants it?
He will shortly, but
Retro, flight.
Well, flight.
Would you get a new weight for limb weight for Capcom, please?
Right, flight 5785.
578, okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, that was sure busy there for a couple seconds.
Capcom flight, did you hear him talk about the command?
An updated number.
Affirmative. You want to go ahead and adjust your O2 flow.
There's a warning note that or at least an advisory note that the limb relief valves may open during transfer.
Okay, that's not going to happen right off the bat.
Say again?
It won't happen right off the bat because you're going to drop the command off the bat. And this will happen during the transfer, not on the stretch.
Telcom, you called? Telcom, you called? Negative, I did not. Go ahead.
Yes, and I did that, and I believe we are flowing oxygen, but the gauge is just at full scale.
That's 50.
Capcom priority.
This is Apollo Control. Some 6 rev. At any rate, 45 minutes from now.
Flight you.
And at 129 hours, 4 minutes. On the last time, this is Apollo Control.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, Jim.
Hey, Michelle, y'all tied up there? Hey, fellas, tell you all about it. Got a lot of weight, now watch it.
Quick cruise about this.
RCS readout, INV.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Yep, you made it there, you want to take care. What we got here? That might be a little hard to explain.
Charlie, one more item we'd like to add to the closeout. I'm trying to pick up all the lists now. I think from a standpoint of our gauging, it'd be good if we got a onboard RCS A and B readout.
All right, from Eagle.
That's affirmative.
Capcom.
Is this not Spain?
4, 5.
You say separating P47.
You want them to enable B3 and C4, is that correct? That's correct.
How about waiting light to jettison?
Okay, let her go in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Copy out.
Okay, Okay, let's everybody monitor the jettison here.
We'd have is just passive data.
Okay. We'll stay with you guys.
Figure out what's wrong. It's either bombed or something's
And the place is cleared out a little bit after that rendezvous. You can find a place to sit down almost, huh?
Raj, our motor's about empty right now. We're taking it a little easy. How's it feel up there to have some company?
Damn good, I'll tell you.
I bet you're going to be talking to yourself up there out 10 revs or so.
That's probably just the command here. Roger. Okay.
No, it's a happy home up here. It'd be nice to have some company. Matter of fact, it'd be nice to have a couple 100 million Americans up here.
Raj, well, they were with you in spirit.
What they're getting for their money.
Raj, they were with you in spirit anyway.
Capcom Retro.
Yes.
Hey, that Boreside stuff, put NA in there, would you? Okay. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Retro gun.
Hold on, the waits for the final DAP load.
Oh, it's Grogan. What? Oh, shit. Got to yaw out 14 degrees. Held in 90 there. Read that number wrong. CMC, I picked 0 off. We're 41, now 91.
You mean after I went to all those work of cranking those numbers in, you're going to drive back to 0?
We got program alarm and an operator error. I'm graphically reminded of it at this moment. I see the horizon.
It looks like we are going forward.
Gauge of Gemini.
It is most important that we be going forward.
We're now 15 seconds from the scheduled ignition time. That burn will last about 2 minutes 28 seconds and consume 9,000 pounds of propellant.
5. When it was zeroed and down, I give him service module RCS.
I've done that. Done that. Service RCS monitor check. Here comes Buzz's saying, Verb 83! Da-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Operator error. You don't know how to do it. Okay. Look at that, will you? Look at that. Yeah, beautiful. The thing of beauty is a good All right, now call the Verb 89 and see what the only way you can do it.
Retro.
Capcom.
Go ahead, Capcom.
Hey, Chuck, the staff update. You guys have to look at the spacecraft before you give us the weight or long this guy.
No, we'll look at the
We're good, Mike.
All right.
I can get you some preliminary numbers. 26,500.
Stay close, you come. Thank you.
26,543. Okay.
Scrapping thing.
That's a good point, though. We ought to. You guys need that for the PTC, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, we'll get you one.
Here's a ring somewhere. I wonder what
It'll probably be all right after that burn. The track's very well moving.
Set up that station and let it do its thing. Still got a long way to go for it. All right, now we want black and white, color, 250 or 80. I got all options over there. Oh, well, probably what, how many cameras? How many cameras? Yeah, one camera, but yeah, poor. Well, let's take some color and
right on schedule.
not quite fit far enough. Well, maybe I got to
0.7 minus 0.2.
Contact, we go to command? Yes, sir, you got him. Okay.
Okay, burn status. Delta Sig was 0. Burn time was 2 plus 3, 0. Pad angle, Delta CGX after trim was
You can see how you're looking. Good here, Flight. How about you, Econ?
all right. Hey, Charlie boy, looking good here. How was it? Looking good here. How was it beautiful?
We ready on the
Retro Flight. Go ahead, Flight. You make sure we got the right entry interface time up there in the wall. Please, roger that, Flight.
Right? That's after the latest current figure for the all-up spacecraft weight. The actual weight is weight at the present time.
I probably don't. The last weight I had for the CSM was 37.2.
Continuing to stand by as we wait for the pictures to come from Columbia. Here they come.
TV, there it is.
Houston, Apollo 11, over.
Roger, go ahead, 11, over. Bad screen here. Stand by 1.
Center. We know there's a lot of scientists from a number of countries standing by to gain shortly, over. We can also use zero gravity to demonstrate many things that we've all learned in school. I'd like to demonstrate briefly how easy it is to explain the action of a gyroscope. If I spin this can, we know that Houston, this next is a little demonstration for the kids at home, all kids everywhere for that matter. I was going to show you how you drink water out of a spoon, but I'm afraid I filled the spoon too full, and if I'm not careful, I'm going to spill water right over the sides. Can you see the water slopping around in the top of the spoon, kids? That's affirmative, 11. Okay, well, as I say, I was going to show you, but I'm afraid I filled it too full and it's going to spill over the side. I tell you what, I'll just turn this one over and get rid of the water and start all over again, okay? Okay. And you can see up here we don't know where over is. One up is as good as another. That really is water, I'll tell you. That's really not the way we drink. We really have a water gun, which I'll show you not this very long. Anything we need to do before we start that, as far as you're concerned? Wheeler of the joint. I checked it out, it was good, and now Goddard has gone back and restored back to normal circuits there. Okay, we should still be good.
Good FCM signal strength now, you?
Yeah, that's affirmative, Paul.
That works?
That's affirmative, 11.
You all set for TV?
You have good. You have TV? We're all set. Roger, we're all set whenever you're ready to send.
Okay.
Okay, you're coming through loud and clear now, 11, with your patch.
Flight network. Go ahead. We have that time AOS. TV's online.
We have black and white signals. We should have the conversion up shortly. With your patch.
Good evening. This is the commander of Apollo 11. 100 years ago, Jules Verne wrote a book about a voyage to Mars. His spaceship, Columbia, took off from Florida and landed in the Pacific Ocean after completing a trip to the moon. Seems appropriate to us to share with you some of the reflections
Have you got the Quinda
of the crew
or
the modern day Columbia
Okay, we're getting clipping. All right, sir.
complete its rendezvous with the planet Earth in the same Pacific Ocean tomorrow. First, Mike Collins.
That works fine. 11, this is Houston. We have an LOS here.
We'll be right back with you.
Roger. In the interim, you may be interested in knowing that Jan and the children and Pat and the youngsters and Andy Aldrin are down here in the viewing room watching this evening.
Oh, we're glad to hear that. Get them contact.
Yes, indeed.
Right, sir. Goldstone reports that the clipping is coming down from the Space Center and it's very weak.
Roger. How about the TV? Did they turn it off or what?
They had LOS on it, yes, sir.
I don't know the reason. Roger. Okay, 11, you're back on with Mike in the middle of the screen there.
Roger, this trip of ours to the moon may have looked to you simple or easy. I'd like to assure you that that has not been the case. The Saturn V rocket, which put us into orbit, is an incredibly complicated piece of machinery, every piece of which works flawlessly. This computer up above my head has a 38,000 word vocabulary, each word of which has been very carefully chosen to be of the utmost value to us, the crew. This switch, which I have in my hand now, has over 300 counterparts in the command module alone, this one single switch design. In addition to that, there are myriad of circuit breakers, levers, rods, and other associated controls. The SPS engine, our large rocket engine, on the aft end of our service module, must have performed flawlessly or we would have been stranded in lunar orbit. The parachutes up above my head must work perfectly tomorrow or we will plummet into the ocean. We have always had confidence that all this equipment will work and work properly, and we continue to have confidence that it will do so for the remainder of the flight. All this is possible only through the blood, sweat, and tears of a number of people
First, the American workmen who put these pieces of machinery together at the factory. Second, the painstaking work done by the various test teams during the assembly and the retest after assembly. And finally, the people at the Manned Spacecraft Center, both in management, in mission planning, in flight control, and last but not least, in crew training. This operation is somewhat like the periscope of a submarine. All you see is the three of us, but beneath the surface are thousands and thousands of others. And to all those, I would like to say thank you very much.
Flight network. Go network. FMLOS again. Yeah, he turned it off. Turn it back on. Capcom network.
Go ahead, network.
Yeah, the TV people would like you to have them open up the f-stops a little.
Okay, what do they want, 2-2?
They didn't say, just to open them up a few stops.
Roger.
Capcom flight.
Go ahead, flight.
Buzz may think he's transferred.
Right. 11, this is Houston. We're getting a good picture of buzz now, but no voice modulation. And would you open up the f-stop on the TV camera? Try 2-2, please. That appears to be a lot better now. We're still not receiving buzz's audio.
No downlink voice, Capcom.
Good evening. I'd like to discuss with you a few of the more symbolic aspects of the flight of our mission Apollo 11. As we've been discussing the events that have taken place in the past 2 or 3 days here on board our spacecraft, we've come to the conclusion that this has been far more than 3 men on a voyage to the moon. More still than the efforts of a government and industry team. More even than the efforts of one nation. We feel that this stands as a symbol of the insatiable curiosity of all mankind to explore the unknown. Neil's statement the other day upon first setting foot on the surface of the moon, this is a small step for a man, but a great leap for mankind, I believe sums up these feelings very nicely. We accepted the challenge of going to the moon. The acceptance of this challenge was inevitable. The relative ease with which we carried out our mission, I believe, is a tribute to the timeliness of that acceptance. Today, I feel we're fully capable of accepting expanded roles in the exploration of space. In retrospect, we have all been particularly pleased with the call signs that we very laboriously chose for our spacecraft, Columbia and Eagle. We've been particularly pleased with the emblem of our flight, depicting the U.S. Eagle, bringing the universal symbol of peace from the Earth, from the planet Earth, to the moon, that symbol being the olive branch. It was our overall crew choice to deposit a replica of this symbol on the moon. Personally, in reflecting the events of the past several days, a verse from the Psalms comes to mind to me. When I consider the heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained, what is man that thou art mindful of him?
FMLOS flight. Econ flight. Go ahead, flight. Okay, just get a little radio check here for this alley thing we're going to do here in a minute. Yeah, we'll go here. Look at that flight.
This entry timeline is my kind of timeline, nice and slow.
11 Houston, roger, it sure is. ECOM is anxiously awaiting his big moment here for the launching sequence check, whenever you're ready.
Okay, we'll be ready for that in just fine.
Roger. Apollo 11 Houston.
Go ahead, Ron.
This is Jim, Mike. Backup crew is still standing by, and just want to remind you that the most difficult part of your mission is going to be after recovery.
We're looking forward to all parts of it.
Please don't sneeze.
Yeah, keep the minds healthy.
I thought maybe he would volunteer to let you go into the RRL point.
Earth is really getting bigger up here, and of course we see a crescent.
Bill?
We've been taking pictures, and we got about 4 exposures to go.
Kind of this business, but
That is console.
we're still
Jim
running.
Lovell.
Stable to position.
194, 36, 41 flight.
Roger, look that.
Negative, crew went below.
Oh, okay. We'll give them any help we can here for
Comment about this. Doing great.
first time, thank you.
Negative power.
Bus voltage holding up okay, Econ?
Roger, flight 28.2.
Okay, he's looking good here. Capcom is clear to land.
Roger.
Very time, thank you.
Houston, we got the service module going by. A little high and a little bit to the right.
Roger, thank you.
And it's rotating just like it should be. Thrusters are firing.
Turn it on, that'll be fine.
Flight is retro.
Bill.
If you look at program 63, or
I guess I don't know how to turn it on now.
3, that thing should be 1582.8.
I got CCM analog, record, forward, high bit rate, and Barbara Pole.
He's still showing Bob Pole. Econ, can you send it on command? Roger, we'll do it here, fine. Okay.
11 Houston, we'll send the on command from down here, see if it works.
Okay.
Retro flight taking
Flight at 400 kp.
R Mark 3 should read 15828.
Okay, thank you. And in between there and EI, that register 1 will build up. Is that right?
Did it get it started?
Negative, we haven't gotten it yet.
Got our friend the moon whipping by the field of view right now.
Roger, copy.
Righty, Don, we'd like to check a breaker there.
We're not going to LAV.
That's affirmative. He won't have to go down.
Where's the breaker?
We're passing it to Capcom here.
Okay, Capcom, that's on a non-interference basis on that breaker.
Houston, we'll have you for about 3 more minutes through Redstone and then pick you up after blackout through Orion.
Decom, my copy, got tape going. Negative,
Roger.
tape's not going. Everything else okay? Everything else okay? CNC, you look good?
We look good, Mike.
Okay. And Retro, you're happy with the computer, I guess?
Roger that.
Okay.
Houston, Apollo 11, I'm going to go to command reset and turn the tape on.
Negative, Mike. What will I do to it? I'll take a low bit rate. Okay, let's don't do that.
11 Houston, recommend negative on that. That'll put us in low bit rate.
It'll also turn our F-band down, won't it? Yes, that's right, Mike. Put it back to low.
Okay, I already put it to command reset, but I still have barber pole on the tape.
Okay, Tom. We give up, Mike.
And my switch is high bit rate.
Okay, that'll be fine. And 225 there, if you can reach it, Buzz. The last 2 circuit breakers in the second row from the bottom, you can punch those in.
Decom, you want to go ahead and command the power amp back up? We did that one. No, that's not. Okay, Capcom, he's looking good to us, going over the hill here.
And 11 Houston, you're going over the hill there shortly. You're looking mighty fine to us.
See you later.
Blackout there, Decom? That's fine.
Contact Capcom. Right, contact.
CAO network.
Apollo 11, Houston through Orion.
Two-way lock, but do they have it? Go ahead.
Apollo
One Houston, standing by for your disk reading, over.
Flight recovery, Hornet, radar contact. Okay.
Your disk reading, please, over.
You ought to be on the drogue stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Roger, we were right on 6917.
Okay, Captain. Let the DF people have a hack at it.
Right on. That's all I got out of that.
You gave some numbers with that.
1330, 169, 15.
We have Sonic. Right now, we got sun up. Yeah, they got light. They have light. You got a live picture on TV. Okay.
Hornet, what's your era of splashdown and condition of crew, over? Hey, condition of crew, 3,500 feet on the way down.
When the Admiral occupies
11 and Hornet, copy. Here's 11 Hornet, what's your splashdown era, over?
Point as reported by Apollo 11. Go by.
Bearing 600.
1 mile.
This is TAO, air. What's the condition?
Communications, so garbled. The carrier is moving along at a pretty good pace.
Roger. Partially inflated.
And that is the President's helicopter you see on your screen right now. Order, we have not seen it.
Recovery 1 getting ready to deploy the swimmer with the biological isolation garments.
The Navy Lieutenant.
This is 4-1, the weather in the area.
In the schedule, always.
Big swimmer, Lieutenant Heidelberg, is using hand signals to communicate with the astronauts inside their spacecraft.
The first answer.
Actually, Ron, not much.
Out of the head.
come through the house.
First set.
Ron, not much.
Out of the head.
Ron, not much.
Out of the head.
Ron, not much.
Out of the head.
One of the astronaut planes will come through the house.
First set.
Americans. Module Apollo 11 has been closed. It will now be that scrolling process. That Heidelberg is having some sort of difficulty having the second quarantine. Just put on oxygen masks. Man on the deck, strikes up. Let's listen to that band.
This is 401. The head is at the ramp. The first astronaut is 5 minutes.
40 feet from the sea. They have instructions in the helicopter. There will be a ceremony down here on the hangar deck. The Marines will present military honors. The Navy band.
The elevator will take recovery 1 down to the hangar deck, quarantine facility. And the flags are waving and the cigars are being lit up. And clear across the big board in front is President John F. Kennedy's message to Congress of May 1961. I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to Earth. That has been accomplished.
They're looking at their television screens, seeing the helicopter land on the back of the planet. At the end of a magnificent job by all of them.
Here on the hangar deck, the first appearance of the astronauts. The chief of the NASA recovery team on board. Talking now with John Snowcypher, the assistant chief. Helicopter being moved slowly back here with a flight crew, flight deck crew in yellow. Man up ahead about to blow the whistle for the stop. Dr. Sulkin, Dr. Snowcypher personally moved a flight of wooden steps up to what is on this end of the trailer. That's what they entered through.
Queens uneasy sort of...
Why are you holding your stomach?
Exactly. So this collar serves several purposes. First, to stabilize the spacecraft in the water, and secondly, to allow the swimmers to... a raft to stand on, you might say.
We see the Marine Guards standing there, making sure that no one comes around that shouldn't, and here is the ceremony. For about an hour.
There's that band again. More on the flight of Apollo 11 after
Caution to make sure that those lunar...
This year will include 2 excursions on the surface of the moon, and each of these to be of longer duration than the 2 hours and 14 minutes that Armstrong and Aldrin spent.
On the hangar deck, waiting only for the moment when the command module will be brought on board. The command module, when it is brought back to land, will go to Downey, California for a 21-day quarantine period and a very detailed inspection. By that time, the lunar samples, the lunar rocks that the astronauts brought back from the moon will have long since been removed and sent to the various scientific teams that have been waiting to be taken out by John Hirosaki to the hangar deck. Ruffles and flourishes. Nixon waving to the astronauts. The curtains have been drawn, and there they are in the rear window. President signaling for applause from the crowd. Astronauts gather in the window.
Neil, Buzz, and Mike, I want you to know that I think I'm the luckiest man in the world. And I say this not only because I have the honor to be President of the United States, but particularly because I have the privilege of speaking for so many and welcoming you back to Earth. I can tell you about all the messages we've received in Washington. Over 100 foreign governments, emperors and presidents and prime ministers and kings have sent the most warm messages that we've ever received. They represent over 2 billion people on this earth, all of them who have had the opportunity through television to see what you have done. And then I also bring you messages from members of the Cabinet and members of the Senate and members of the House and the Space Agency, from the streets of San Francisco, where people stopped me a few days ago, and you all love that city, I know, as I do. But most important, I had a telephone call yesterday. The toll wasn't incidentally as great as the one I made to you fellows on the moon. I made that collect incidentally, in case you didn't know. But I called in my view, 3 of the greatest ladies and most courageous ladies in the whole world today, your wives. And from Jan and Joan and Pat, I bring their love and their congratulations. We think it's just wonderful that they could have participated, at least through television, in this return. We're only sorry they couldn't be here. And also, I've got to let you in a little secret. I made a date with them. I invited them to dinner on the 13th of August, right after you come out of quarantine. It will be a state dinner held in Los Angeles. The governors of all the 50 states will be there, the ambassadors, others from around the world and in America. And they told me that you would come too. And all I want to know, will you come? We want to honor you then.
We'll do anything you say, Mr. President. Anytime.
One question I think that all of us would like to ask, as we saw you bouncing around in that boat out there, I wonder if that wasn't the hardest part of the journey. Was that the only, did any of you get seasick?
No, we didn't, and it was one of the harder parts, but it was one of the most pleasant, we can assure you.
Yeah. Well, I just know that you can sense what we all sense when you get back now. Incidentally, have you been able to follow some of the things that happened when you've gone? Did you know about the All-Star game?
Yes, sir. The capsule communicators have been giving us daily news reports.
Yeah. Were you American League or National League?
I'm a National League man.
I'm nonpartisan, sir.
Yeah, that's right. There's the politician in the group, right.
We're sorry you missed that game.
Yes. Well, oh, you knew that too? You really?
Yeah, we heard that.
Yeah, the rain.
The rain. Right. Well, we haven't learned to control the weather yet, but that's something we can look forward to as tomorrow's challenge.
Right. Well, I can only summarize it because I don't want to hold you now. You have so much more to do. And, gee, you look great. You feel as good as you look?
We feel great. Feel just perfect, Mr. President.
Yeah. Are you, I understand Frank Borman says you're a little younger by reason of having going into space. Is that right? Do you feel that way, a little younger?
We're a lot younger than Frank Borman.
There he is over there. Come on over, Frank, so they can see you. And you going to take that lying down?
It looks like he has aged in the last couple of weeks.
Come on, Frank.
Mr. President, the one thing I wanted, you know, we have a poet in Mike Collins, and he really gave me a hard time for describing your words of fantastic and beautiful. And I counted them. In 3 minutes up there, you used 4 fantastics and 2 beautifuls.
Well, just let me close off with this one thing. I was thinking, as you know, as you came down, and we knew it was a success, and it had only been 8 days, just a week, a long week, that this is the greatest week in the history of the world since the creation. Because as a result of what happened in this week, the world is bigger infinitely. And also, as I'm going to find on this trip around the world, and as Secretary Rogers will find that he covers the other countries in Asia, as a result of what you've done, the world's never been closer together before. And we just thank you for that. And I only hope that all of us in government, all of us in America, that as a result of what you've done, we can do our job a little better. We can reach for the stars just as you have reached so far from the stars. We don't want to hold you any longer. Anybody have a last word? How about promotions? Do you think we could arrange something?
Oh, we're just pleased to be back and very honored that you were so kind as to come out here and welcome us back. Yeah. And we look forward to getting out of this quarantine and talking without having glass between us.
And incidentally, the speeches that you have to make at this dinner can be very short. And if you want to say fantastic or beautiful, that's all right with us. Don't try to think of any new adjectives. They've all been said. And now I think, incidentally, that all of us the millions that are seeing us on television now, seeing you, would feel as I do that, in a sense, our prayers have been answered. And I think it would be very appropriate if Chaplain Pierto, the chaplain of this ship, were to offer.
Overwhelmed with abounding gratitude, dedicated purpose toward the many needs at hand. Link us in friendship with peoples throughout the world as we strive together to better the human condition. Grant us peace.
The astronauts stood to attention. The banner. Now ruffles and flourishes, and again, hail to the chief. The escalator to the flight deck, where we find Keith.
Gave the prayer down there. I was away from the mic.
The spacecraft, which will be off the